No, thank you for that. So the Water of Leith work programme update. Do we have any questions on that? So I think I do. Is it Andy that takes questions on this? Andy?
Yeah, I can take questions on it, yeah.
Sorry, it's just jump out at me when I was scanning through it here. The Dell Road Landslip, is that, you say most of these works are going to be completed this year. Does that include the Dell Road Landslip? Because I'm aware there's been ongoing issues there for several years, and you know as well as I do, there's lots of concerns in the local community about the lack of progress. So is there a chance it's going to be resolved this financial year? Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, it's fine. Actually, what I was going to suggest with this one is that similar questions came up last week at Culture and Communities Committee, just around providing a little bit more detailed information about each of the projects and a little bit more detail around anticipated timescales. So what I'd committed to do for Culture and Communities, and would propose similar for T&E, was just to issue a basically a project update for each of those to all committee members and ward councillors as well. I believe there was an on-site meeting with regard to that landslip yesterday. We have engaged a contractor and they are looking at some kind of piling options. I think we're due to engage with one of the local officers from SEPA over the next couple of weeks about some kind of diversion work that we need to do as well. So the information that I've requested for Culture and Communities is sitting with me to tidy up into a briefing note, which I can obviously include T&E members on that as well.
Okay, so that should come, sorry to push you, but that should come out over the next week or so, based on what you've said, I guess.
Yes, I think the information just needs put into a more, slightly more formal briefing note structure, and then we can circulate.
Excellent, thank you. Thank you. Councillor Dobbin.
Yes, just a question really on what you might call preventative maintenance. It's clear certain areas, particularly around the, let's say, the basin where the river kind of broadens out in Leith. There's lots of large bushes like Buddleja and small trees growing out of the brickwork, which it seems to me, if not dealt with, is just going to cause big, expensive problems down the road. I'm just wondering if there are any sort of programs of preventive maintenance to whip these out of the walls before they cause big damage.
Yes, there are programs of preventive maintenance within my wider kind of budget area. We fund Water of Leith Conservation Trust, who undertake some of that work. Now we're just in the process of agreeing a revised kind of work programme with Water of Leith Conservation Trust. So I'm quite happy to include some of that information within the briefing note that we circulate on wider Water of Leith works.
Just to add to that, Councillor, I did attend a meeting with local stakeholders and members recently about particularly the basins down at Water of Leith, because obviously, well, not obviously, I can assure you it's not obvious. The ownership of those basins is quite complex. So actually a lot of those walls are privately owned or some are publicly owned, but I do know there is positive progress with particularly some of the big landowners that are funding a Buddleja removal programme. And as Andy says, the Water of Leith Conservation Trust have done some Buddleja Removal in the area around the Coley Park development. So I'm hopeful that we will have hopefully a kind of comprehensive Buddleja Removal programme within the key walls, hopefully delivered over the coming months.
Okay, Canal Footbridge,